before I get started with this Impact review, I just want to say I know that Impact is having a show, I think it's Battle Line or something, on this Sunday. The same time as SummerSlam. I will not be able to see it, but if you do want me to see it, please tell me in the comments below, and I'll see if I can find some recording of it during Monday, do a review of it, and then upload it. But that's if anybody wants to see it. So just tell me below, and I'll see what I can do, if I can even find a place to get it. Now, was this Impact a good one? Damn straight it was. But there were some issues with it that I will address right now. But one of the first things I want to say is that the video packages were all very good. The music connected to them were all very good. And even the fans in that small arena were not super loud, but they did add to the show and made it better. Now, first things I'm going to talk about are the things I did not like and I thought could have been left. The first one, I really don't want to say this, but I got to. Eli Drake versus Joe Henry. Why? Look, I love me some Eli Drake. Right now he's in my face. He's in my face because he's the man. He should be doing... I don't know what they're doing. They re-signed the guy. And instead of putting him in something prominent, they're having him do this love triangle with Guido, Joe Henry, and Katarina. I'm not feeling it. I have no interest in it. And even though Eli won, this was not about Eli. This was about Guido, about Joe Henry, and about Katarina. Joe Henry and Katarina getting angry at Guido because he interfered with the match, and guess who won? Eli Drake. So I really don't care. I'm not saying that they're not trying, and they're not really trying to make something out of it, but you're doing it with the wrong people. Eli should not be involved in this. Guido should not be involved in this. If you're going to do something with Katarina and Joe Henry, fine. Do it on their own, by themselves, and then if Guido wants to be with them and it doesn't work, they nail him. And that would be something more interesting than this. Second thing was the GWN. Now, the Riot was cool. I mean, not the Riot. The Super Brawl was good. I saw it. I don't have any images of it. But it was good. I enjoyed seeing Booker T there. I enjoyed seeing when Sting and Big Sexy and Kazarian, along with Christopher Daniels and everybody else comes out. I think Kazarian was there. It looked like it was just a big hodgepodge of everyone there fighting one another. It was great. But it was almost 15 minutes long. At least. And when you see the ending of the show, you think they could have given us more time. I'm not saying what happened at the end, but they could have given us more time. They could have made that shorter. I'm glad that the GWN... I don't want to say the GWN is a piece of garbage, because these little segments are cool, but they got to be done in moderation. You cannot give us a full 15-minute match when you really need to give more time to your talent. 8 to 9 minutes is cool. Maximum is 10. But nearly 15, 18 minutes is just not right. Now, let's get to the rest of the show. The next thing that was an issue. The smoke show. I don't know what to think of it. Not saying it was bad, but it doesn't feel like it was executed properly. Now, you got KM, you got Falaba going after, Scarlett Bordeaux. I believe her name is Bordeaux. I'm hoping I'm not getting it mixed up. But each of them think there's going to be a date. Both of them are wrong. They go to the smoke show. And it's different. It's not on the stage. It's not in the ring. It's in the back. With a lot of theatrics, a lot of smoke, which is cool. But what exactly is the smoke show? Was it a talk show? Was it a therapy session? I know it was manipulation, because once KM said, dude, I know this is garbage. I'm from Brooklyn. We know when people just play around. Is that your real name? That was cool. But I just don't know what it is. Is it a therapy session type of thing? Is it going to be a talk show? I don't know what to call it. Of course, it's still early days. And Scarlett Bordeaux looks excellent. She is just beyond beautiful. She is. Probably out of my league 10 times over. But in the end, I don't know what to call it. But you guys tell me below what you think. Now, the interview with Ali and Kiera Hogan. Ali was good. Kiera did her little bit. But here's the thing. When you get to the match, and I'm doing the match now, Ali versus Sooyoung. Look, we've known for a little while, if you've been watching Impact for the last near 3 months, that the matches Ali have been having have not been that good. Her video packages, as well as her interviews, have improved immensely. She's not acting little cute teen girly anymore. She's acting like Cherry Bomb. But she's not wrestling like Cherry Bomb like she used to be. She's been quite botchy and sloppy. And there was one move when she did the backstabber, and instead of doing the backstabber on Sooyoung's back, she actually pulled her too close to her head and did her knees directly in the back of her neck. You can see the image of my face. That was 100% bad botch. I am hoping Sooyoung didn't get hurt. And that is how Ali's been acting lately. She's been steadily getting worse and worse. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a problem that she's had with Braxton. I think Braxton's no longer her boyfriend, but if he is still her boyfriend, there's something going on in the background that's making her mess up. Or there's something wrong with her that she's been really botchy lately. Maybe it's because she's not getting as much money as she wants. Maybe she's not happy where she is. Maybe she wants to get out of her contract and she's doing what she can to get done. Or she's just being botchy. I don't know which one it is, but it's not good. But in the middle of that match, there was no ending. You get Tessa coming out, grabbing her, DQing the match, and then getting the mandible claw for her efforts, which I enjoyed immensely. Sooyoung sticking that hand right down into her throat was nice. But then you see Ali taking out Tessa and then taking out Sooyoung. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But you wonder what the situation is now. Because there is no winner between them. There is no loser. It's a DQ. I know. Well, actually, there is a DQ. That means Ali did win the match. Technically. But what does this mean? Does this mean she's now going to get a chance at the title at Bound for Glory? Or one of the other pay-per-views? Or whatever they're going to have? I just don't know. But to be honest, as it stands between Ali and Tessa, you guys know how I feel. Tessa just feels like she's missing something. She just does. For me personally. But I did say in a video that she could be the next China. If they book her properly. She has the right build for her. Not the chin, baby. I'm talking about a physical build and some type of a presence she has. She does have not an exact presence of China at her heyday. But like an early China. Where she was just muscle. She has that kind of attitude of being someone's muscle. Doesn't mean she can't do the job. It's just she's an early version, as far as I can see, of a China. I'm sure people are not going to agree with me. But I don't know what they're going to do with this situation with China, Sooyoung, and Ali. Particularly Ali being an issue. I just don't know. Next, we have Phoenix versus... Look, this was the best match of the entire show. It was. One of the few matches we had, and it was the best one there. And that is Phoenix versus Sami Callihan with OVE in his corner. This was a damn good match. It was. 1 point. Oh my gosh. You can see it in my face. You got Sami Callihan spitting in his hand, having a huge wad of snot spit in his hand, running down, and he swallows that bitch back. I wanted to throw the frick up. That was excellent. This is what a real heel is supposed to be. Completely nutty, off his rocker, unhinged. This is what I think is the true hardcore legend. I know a lot of people saying that Eddie Edwards is the hardcore legend. Well, not hardcore legend. He's a hardcore wrestler. But if you compare Eddie to Sammy, I'm sorry. Sammy's better. And I'm not taking anything away from Eddie. Like I said, he's kind of a mix between George the Animal Steel and Mick Foley. He needs to find where he stands. It's still early for him. being a hardcore wrestler compared to either a technical or high-flying wrestler. This is new for him. I think it'll take him a couple of years to really sort out what he really wants to do, next to being on other promotions and Impact Wrestling. But I just don't feel it as a hardcore wrestler or a possible legend. But at the end of the match, you get Pentagon Jr. coming out saving his brother because the Chris's interfere and Phoenix wins. But later in the night, you see Sammy says, you know what, I'm sick of this. I want a Mexican death match. Okay, I'm interested in this. But I am kind of wondering why you're doing it so soon when you said in 2 weeks' time you're going to have a pay-per-view. Why don't you save it for that? Now, mind you, it could probably be well for the show, but why couldn't you save it for the pay-per-view, whatever? For those tapings that you're advertising for to be like a pay-per-view. Excuse me. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Now, what else do we have here? Jimmy Jacobs versus Johnny. I'll say this. At least they tried to change it up. Instead of you seeing Congo Kong, you see Jimmy Jacobs. You basically have Jimmy Jacobs coming out saying, I'm a good guy, but when I want to be bad, I can be bad, and I'm the true monster. Comes out. Then you get, I gotta say it just this once. Johnny Impact coming out, getting the impact from the Congo Kong to the back of his head. I had to say it like that. It felt so good. It's in my face. Yes. I don't like saying Johnny Impact because it sounds stupid. But in this case, he getting the impact back by the back of his head with, well, let's put it like this. This is still leading to Congo Kong and him having their feud. And you pretty much have Jimmy Jacobs getting a knee to the face for his troubles. But I'm wondering, why are they still sticking with this? I'm hoping they'll end it soon because, let's be honest, Johnny Mundo should be doing something else other than this. He should be higher up than Congo Kong. And I'm not taking anything away from Congo Kong. He should be doing something too. Why not have Congo Kong, if Abyss is still around, team Congo Kong up with Abyss? The two monsters of Impact Wrestling coming together, destroying everyone. I want to see the biggest wrestlers destroy everybody and have Jimmy Jacobs, who's a great mouthpiece for them both. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Let's see here. What am I forgetting? Ali already talked about. The Matt Sydal vid pack was interesting. What does this mean? He shows that everything has gone crappy. And he's angry, but then he's not. He's trying to find his center to open up his third eye. And it's interesting. But where are they going with Matt Sydal? Are they going to do something with him? Or is this just a vid pack to keep people interested in something that's not going to happen? Now, I'm not saying that the writers won't get it done right. I'm just wondering where they're going with Matt Sydal. What direction are they going to go? Now, well, how can I say this when it comes to Brian Cage dealing with Phoenix? Look, we know Phoenix is going to have a match next week to try and get the title. But I'd rather save my thoughts for that for next week Impact. So I'm going to leave it. Now, let's see, am I forgetting anything? If I've forgotten something, I'm very sorry. Oh yes, 2 things left. Austin Aries and the Killer Cross. I was surprised that I actually got it right. That Austin Aries had planned this from the beginning. If anybody remembers from the very beginning, and I did say this in my previous video, once Killer Cross and Aries came together, who was the first person to come out and talk about this? It was not Sanjay Dutt. It was pretty much Austin Aries. He's thrown everybody off the trail of him hiring Killer Cross to be in his corner. And now this video package was done very well. Well, not video package. Well, this promo segment could have been like a video package because it was well done. It was well done by both Killer Cross and Austin Aries. They both talked very well. Then you have Eddie Edwards comes out, tries to nail Killer Cross with his kendo stick. I would have liked him not to sell so much. I would have liked to see Killer Cross not go down so easily with a cutter. he should have just popped right back up. That, I think, would have been better. Because it looked like he was too weak to go up against Eddie Edwards. And that, I think, was not necessary to do so early on in Killer Kross's career in Impact. He should have been hit by a cutter, then pop right back up, not sell the damn thing, and basically knocks him out with that kill switch, whatever he calls it, to choke the ass out of somebody. That would have been better. But it wasn't too bad. But then you got that little segment afterwards of Eddie Edwards ready to do whatever it takes, and then Alicia comes out saying, I want to check up on you, but I can't deal with you. I think they could have left that out. But that's just me. Finally, the segment I do believe could have had more time. Should have had more time. Needed more time. And that was the street fight that they did video packages throughout the night. It wasn't many. It was like 2. But still, it was good. This was a good street fight. You got 2 rival groups nearby, and instead of just those 4 and then King and Konnan being there, you got people behind them like a real street gang fight. And only the ones who had the beef will go after each other, which was really good, but I really felt it could have been a little longer. It felt like it was rushed. Even though it was good, it still felt like it was rushed. In the end, LAX won, got the titles back, and King went up to them both, well, went up to all 3 of them, and pretty much said, go ahead, finish me off, but you ain't gonna do nothing, you old bitch. You're not gonna do anything, you lost your edge, you lost your teeth. You would have busted my skull open 15 years ago, but you can't do it. Here, he gets on his knees with his hands behind his head. Go ahead and do it. Do it. He says, okay, bitch. And the lights go out. To be honest, it would have been interesting that they did not pull the trigger on that and King gets his ass handed to him. What could have happened is Konnan walked away with his boys and left King there with his crew on the floor. That, I think, would have been better. You know why? Not because he couldn't get the job done anymore. It's because he knows he can beat his ass anytime he wants. Now, of course, in a real fight, they're not going to leave anybody standing. That little incident right there, where King was all the way up in Konnan's face saying, you don't have the balls to do it, you would have cracked my head open 15 years ago. No matter how old you are, when you're still down, you will crack the head open instantly. Done. Unless you have feelings for the boy. Or girl for that matter, because they're women gangs as well as men. They're in there. I've seen it. But in the end, because they dragged it out a little bit, it kind of lost some of its luster. Because either Konnan should have walked away with what am I talking about? Santino. When Santana and Ortiz, and just left King there, or he should have just had them nail him instantly, and then they go to black. By dragging it out, I felt like that might have been wrong. Now, mind you, it was still a good segment. But I think that might have not been the best judgment. But it was still a damn good street fight, but it could have been longer. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. And watch my SummerSlam this weekend. Oh my gosh. 6+ hours. I'm sure it's going to be 6 hours and more. Maybe 6 hours and 20, 30, or 40 minutes. Oh my gosh. You see how much I love you guys. I care about giving you good content as best as possible. Peace.